what you want, but this is what you need. Yeah, this ain't what you want, but this is what you need.
Welcome to another casual Tuesday evening. Rob Vic, Eddie Arnell, back at you with the casuals. Rob Vic, man, what's going on, brother? How are you today?
Man, I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. Enjoying this weather. It's been rainy, but it's not been too hot, man. So I'm thankful for that, man. I'm thankful for just being safe, man. Nothing every day is not promised. Every day, God has a ton of promises in His Word. Tomorrow is one of them, and so I'm just thankful, man, to be able to be here for my family, brother, and continue to serve them in the way that they need to be served, man. So I'm good, bro. How about you, man?
Doing the same, man. It was like you said, it's a beautiful day. It was weather was good, had a little rain, but
Yeah.
all in all, we all here tonight. The family's back home, so made it home safer. So that's always a blessing to be able to do that.
Hey, man, for sure.
Yeah. Got a little basketball on TV tonight.
Yeah, we do, man. Yeah, we do.
Double header,
It's
man.
a closeout game, bro.
Closeout game, and so you gotta love it. I mean, like I said, man, yeah, I've been impressed. I'm not a big NBA fan like I used to be, but I've been impressed with the playoffs. It's too. They travel too much for me. What's a travel these days?
Man, but it's up to the interpretation. Whatever they interpret as a travel is a travel.
Everybody want to shoot 3 points, so it's like the purity of the game is not like it used to be. But I mean, like I said, I've been watching it, especially here in these last few games. I mean, they've had some great games,
man.
Going down to the wire. So
absolutely.
But tonight's episode, Rob, tonight we're gonna talk about playing hurt.
Playing hurt.
Meaning
like
that you have to, sometimes you have to go through something, right?
Oh yeah.
When you're trying to accomplish something, sometimes we have to play hurt, even when we don't want to.
Ooh.
Got to.
Come on, man.
Some major injuries going on in the playoffs, man. I'm gonna start with the big one, of course, is Jason Tatum. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah.
Me too.
That's had an Achilles injury before. That's the typical.
Hey,
that's the
me
typical
too.
action movement that you see, like pop, like you've been shot in the leg and you just fall down. So, I feel sorry for the brother, man. It was
me too.
I didn't know if he had broke it. Just his reaction was like it was really hurting, and maybe it was hurting. And I just remember when I did mine, it just felt weird. It felt like I got kicked. And everybody says that, right?
I'm gonna tell you mine after you get done.
Everybody says that. And I was playing basketball too. And I never forget because I was where I work at, we used to have basketball tournaments every year. We used to have a tournament, softball, all the, and each site would have teams, volleyball, softball, basketball. And it wasn't like I was just rolling off the couch and not doing that. I'm working out, I'm running, I'm doing all that stuff. I'm still playing basketball. Just this day, for whatever reason, I was playing, it was a 3-on-3 tournament. We lost the first game and played the second game, and this younger kid was guarding. I was 30 at the time. And he was probably about 18, 19. He was kind of muscular. I was still big back then, bigger than what I am now. And so I was like, okay, you want to play physical? I can do that. I can post. And I mean, and I'm not trying to brag enough, but I was giving him the work on the block.
Yeah.
And his uncle was on his team. His uncle was mad, like, you want me to guard him? But regardless of that, he was playing real physical. So I kid you not, I passed the ball and I stepped, and it's like, pow!
Ooh.
I'm like, what was that? I was like, why did he kick me? That's all I kept saying. I was like, bro, why you kick me? Why you kick me, man? That's what I kept saying. But I couldn't walk. So I was like stuck where I was saying. But yeah, it was just that easy. So I feel sorry for him. That's a big injury for that team.
Man, okay. So the parallels between the way you tore did you tear it or did you rupture it?
Ruptured.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. So similarly, in my 30s,
Mm-hmm.
similarly playing basketball,
Mm-hmm.
similarly was not at this particular moment in time. I was actually playing, like I wasn't playing all the time, but I'm like now I don't play at all.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was actually, kind of playing. There was like a little church league or whatnot, so
Mm-hmm.
I had been still active and
Mm-hmm.
playing and still hooping. Um, went up for a rebound,
Mm.
right? Came down, and all of a sudden, I couldn't. I just went straight to the ground. Now I didn't hear nothing pop, or at least I don't remember hearing anything pop.
Uh-huh.
But I most certainly came to the ground, and I thought immediately, man, this dude fell on the back of like he stepped on the back of my heel. That's exactly what I thought. Like he stepped, like I got stepped on, man. Like I
Yeah.
thought he came down when we went up for a rebound together. I thought he came down on my leg. That was so, man, the same situation, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to the ground, and it honestly, it didn't even hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt no pain initially. I didn't feel anything. I just,
Right.
when I stood up,
Yeah.
it felt like I had on a high heel.
Yeah, same thing. Right.
It felt like I had on a high heel, and I was like, what in the world is this? And I
Crazy
tried to
stuff.
walk, and I couldn't walk, and I immediately went back to the ground. I was like, nah, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And it was funny that the homie Alex, man, because he was up there with me. Alex drove on the court. Like he drove the car on the court and helped me get into the car. And yeah, I think I can't remember if we immediately went to the hospital, if we went home, but one of the two, I can't remember. But either way, man, yeah. And so I didn't get surgery because the doctor was like, you can get surgery or you can just let it heal on its own. And I chose to go that route because I didn't want to get surgery. I was like, I ain't no athlete, so it ain't no rush for me trying to get back. I ain't come back to nothing. So I'm gonna just let it naturally heal. So I had to boot. Now I had crutches initially. I walked in crutches for about 3-4 months, and then got the boot, and I was walking in the boot. So yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. I had that injury too, and like you said, I immediately, as soon as they showed the replay of what happened, I was like, yeah, Achilles. We all knew. If you know sports, nobody wanted to say it, but we knew. We knew that was an Achilles right there.
Yeah, the reaction was that way.
Yeah,
and then you look at that's the Boston Celtics, excuse me, as being the number 2 seed. I think they are the 2 seed because New York's 3.
Yep.
And the defending champs, man, where do they go? Because he can't play hurt at this point, right?
No.
He's done. But they got a lineup of some pretty good players. And I just don't know what the deal is between the Knicks and them, right? How they are not. The Knicks are just playing some good basketball right now. They're making a lot of shots, which helps.
Yes.
Donovan Mitchell. Now he's playing tonight, but you saw. I don't know if you was watching.
Yeah.
On the fast break, he goes up for a little layup and gets it blocked. I'm like, why didn't he dunk it?
He's because he can't get no lift.
Can't get no lift.
He can't get no lift. He's playing hurt.
He's playing
hurt. This is the number 1 seed. Look like they about to go home.
About to go home, man. They down by a point in the 4th. So yeah, going and so it's a lot though. You think about they're playing almost like back-to-back games because as soon as this game is over, if Cleveland wins, they get on a plane, they fly, and they play again on Thursday. It's a lot, and you could tell the effects because I'm thinking about the Thunder and the Nuggets the other night. 9 points in the first quarter for an NBA team.
Yeah,
it's like 16-9. It's like what?
Right.
That's crazy. When have we seen that? I've never seen that at an NBA level.
That's
Were
crazy.
they jacking up 63s a game?
Right.
And you mean to tell me that's all they get is 9 points? What about Steph, man? Strained hamstring.
Oh, I know. Now, have you had that injury before? A strained hamstring?
Yes, I have. And it takes a minute to come back from. You can't rush it. You can't rush it. I mean, because you talking about a few weeks.
Yeah.
and they don't have that left. They down 3-1 right now.
Mm-mm.
So,
They they don't have that. I haven't had that injury before, but
mhm,
I know, like, I can't remember if I mentioned this on the show or not. Where I remember I had no, back when in 2020, 2021, back
mhm,
when the gyms were shut down and stuff like that, and I was out there running, and I caught
mhm.
myself trying to run some sprints. So I was like out there running sprints, and man, my hamstring tightened up on me so bad.
Mhm,
I was like, oh my God. And I could barely walk home. I was walking home. I was waddling home, bro. Like
mm,
it was
mhm,
bad, dog. Now that, and
mhm,
I did a little stretching, but I ain't stretched too much.
mm,
I just got out there. I was feeling good. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm in shape, man. I can go out here and run these sprints. I had
mhm,
been seeing videos of like workouts you can do from home,
mhm,
and one
mhm,
guy was doing sprints. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna do these sprint intervals. Get out there trying to do these sprint intervals, brother.
mhm.
My hamstring was like, okay, sir. Hey, they was like this, bro. It was like they woke up like, hey, what are we doing? Like,
What you
come on,
doing, man?
bro.
What you doing?
Chill out, man. Chill out. You need to sit down. And because I'm not finna overextend myself on account of you. And so, it was bad, man. So I can only imagine somebody that runs around like Steph, his big part of his game is predicated on him,
Right.
running around, getting open with him setting screens and things of that nature.
Mhm,
He do a lot of cardio. So man, he ain't gonna be. I know, it's tough for him to sit there and watch his team on the bench suffer
mhm,
the way that they're suffering without him. Um, but and I would and here's the thing, I'm pretty sure if he could play,
mhm, mhm.
he would play.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he would, but like he can't play. He can't play hurt in this situation.
Mhm. You can't.
He can't.
You can't. And it's hard. It's hard on athletes, man, and not to play, right? They
I
they
want
go
to ask
they're
you
gonna
about that.
yeah, they're gonna go no matter what,
Yeah,
whatever the cost, especially now. Maybe during the season I can kind of back off and come back.
yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
now. Not where they are now. You
Mm-mm.
talking about the semifinals. You talk that's any level, right? I mean, you go high school, you go college. There's not going to be too many athletes if they can at least go 80%, they're going to go and play. They're going to
Right,
go and play. Um,
right.
you talk about hamstring, and I had one when I was in college, and I was playing. I was playing outside linebacker, and we
Mm.
had a game, and I probably shouldn't have even been playing because I couldn't run, but I had so much treatment on the way to the game. It was going to Marshall University. I'll never forget it, and I would, in between when I was on the sideline, I had a heating pad on my hamstring the whole time. On the way up to the school, I had ice and stem on it, electric stem. I don't know if you ever, not electric, but yeah, it like the stem where I don't know if you ever had
Mm.
it or not,
I
where they
haven't.
just send the little the waves through your muscles.
Mm.
And so I had that and got in that game. They had a big time running back, and I remember we met in the hole, and he might have got the better of me because I didn't have no strength in my leg. Right, I made a tackle, but I think he might have got over me. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
man,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And so that's tough. It's tough, when you're hurt and you can't succeed in what you're trying to do. Right.
Mm. And yeah, and I wanted to for you to, and you kind of done this, but just to kind of even elaborate on it as far as like the mindset of an athlete and the need to want to play through injury, or how the locker room perceives you if you are hurt and you choose not to play versus the ones that do choose to play. And if you're really hurt,
Hmm.
right, versus or if you're injured rather than actually being hurt, the difference in those. So maybe kind of walk us through, and I know that's like two questions there. So walk us through like the mentality of an athlete in terms of why they feel the need to push through injury, even though they're not 100% to show up for their teammates. And then how teammates will then perceive those who choose to push through versus
Hmm.
those who decide, I ain't got it today, y'all. I can't do it.
Yeah. you know, athletes just feel the need because they want to win so bad, at whatever the cost. And I think about Michael Jordan, and we watched The Last Dance and all that. How he talks about, he's gonna win no matter the cost. He's gonna always be out there, unless he just can't go. And I was thinking about when you were saying that about people like Anthony Davis and so on that stay hurt all the time. Now, if somebody's hurt all the time, or if they're not, if they're just saying but what your teammates will do, they'll respect you more. If they see you going out there, they gonna give whatever they got to try to win the game, right? And so
Yeah.
it's just about being that example, right? That example of going through those things, and if you're the true leader, you're gonna set the example and say, hey, even at 80%, I'm gonna try to give you what I got. Now, the key to it is, am I hurting my team, or am I helping them to win? And so there's a fine line between that. But people know, they watch you, especially if you're supposed to be the dog, the alpha on the team, whether you male or female, and they watch and they know in practice if you're giving your 100% effort, or if you're just going through the motions. And so, it could hurt you, or it could motivate your guys to play even harder. And and I think about one thing I saw today. It might have been today, might have been yesterday. Your favorite player, Kobe, when he tore his Achilles, he still shot free throws, and then he walked off the court. So, so stuff like that.
Crazy.
That just
crazy.
Giving all you can, regardless of the situation, right?
No, that's true. I'm sorry. Were you gonna say something else?
No, go ahead.
I had because I was just gonna ask, like, when you talk about the fine line of playing hurt and or playing or trying to fight through injury to play and helping your team, hurting your team, even thinking about putting yourself through further injury, further hurting yourself. I think about how a couple years, it was years ago, several years, well, maybe not several, but a couple years ago, when the Golden State Warriors were playing the Toronto Raptors in the finals, and Kevin Durant was hurt, and then Kevin Durant was trying to hurry up and get back, and then he got back and he was looking phenomenal, and then end up tearing his what was a calf,
Achilles.
end up being an Achilles, right? I think about Dame Lillard, who was had his thing going on with the blood clots, and he came back, and then he ended up tearing his Achilles, and further hurting him, injuring himself. So speak to, like, the damage that you can, or like, when do you know if you have to sit down, right? Like, if like, man, this ain't it. Like, I ain't gonna be able to push through this one because I'm gonna further hurt myself. Or does somebody have to save the athlete from themselves?
How do you know? It's because you can't. Because you can't. I mean, basically, that's what it is. Now, some people have to sit folks down, or the body will sit you down. If you don't take care of the body will sit you down.
Ooh.
Right? But it's when you can't. It's when you know. That's as simple as I can make it.
No, that's dope. That's dope. I'm sorry. I got one more question for you. Question for you.
Yeah.
So, what do you, in your humble opinion, what do you think the athlete's tolerance level for pain is versus a normal person? Is it higher, or do they have more access to be able to heal up quicker? Because how access. Okay, because how like the regular Joe will throw some shade, talking about, oh man, they soft, or man, they weak, because they. But I'm wondering, like, from your perspective, like I said, is it that they're that much tougher, or is it just access to better healthcare to heal quicker?
Well, yeah, they have better access, right? They have state, top of the line facilities, all this technology. You listen to, LeBron, what he does, how much money he spends on his body. Derrick Henry, same way. All these athletes, with this money, can do things that we can't as average people do. So, like, if we pop a hamstring, we probably gonna be out 3, 4, 5 weeks. They can probably be back in 2 weeks just because they can do around the clock treatment,
Yeah.
right? And they have the access to do that, and so they can work out all day. We can't do that. We have to work, right? That's part of their job. They get paid millions of dollars to do what they do, and so they can work out all day and get healthy. We can't do that. We've got to do other things. So it's gonna take a little longer for the average person to recover. Now, unless you know somebody that can heal you of all your issues,
come on,
so,
come on,
and I'm not saying that he will heal you instantly. I'm not saying that, because sometimes he doesn't. Right? Sometimes it's instant delivery. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you got to play hurt for a longer period of time. Right?
Beautiful segue.
We talking about playing hurt.
We talking about playing hurt.
And sometimes you've got to play hurt for a long period of time.
You might have to,
because you have to keep, just. And I go back to this. We've talked about it before, but it's like Paul. Paul pleaded 3 times, remove this thorn from the flesh. God said no, because in your weakness, that's when I'm strong, right?
Yes.
And so sometimes you got to go through. Sometimes you've got to experience. Why? Because he's preparing us for something else that he has in store. Because how will we know, right? Wow. How will we know? And that preparedness could be ministering to somebody else, telling somebody else about what Jesus did for us, or preparing us for when it happens to us in our life, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How can you be a witness for Christ if you hadn't been through nothing? You know what I'm saying? You're not playing hurt. Some people playing hurt right now, and it's not physically. Now. It's not physically all the time. Yeah. Sometimes it's spiritually. Sometimes it's spiritually. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on, bro.
So, yeah, man. I mean, we talking about playing hurt tonight, Rob. So what you got, man? Playing hurt. What's that even look like, bro? What's that even look like? Playing hurt.
Man, oh my gosh, this is an amazing topic. Because we as followers of Christ, Jesus already said, he let us know off the rip, there will be trials and tribulations.
Yes, sir.
In this life. AKA, that means you will get hurt. Just like in sports, they say that it's not a matter of if you get hurt. It's when you get hurt. All right. And so it's the same thing in this life, bro. It's not a matter of if you will have to go through something. It's a matter of when you go through something. And then in similar ways, it's how you go through it. Right. Now, looking at Jason Tatum, he was crying. We could see him visibly upset because he was hurt. He was injured. And he knows that there was a long road to come back. Speaking of, you talked about Kobe. When Kobe tore his Achilles, he was crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see athletes when they have these injuries, they are physically distraught. Because they're like, man, I've been working all my life. I've gotten to this point, and now this thing is happening to me. Like, what am I gonna do? But then they can only sit in that for a minute, because are you going to just sit and be hurt, or are you going to rehab? Are you going to try to come back from this particular thing? And as followers of Jesus Christ, when we get hurt, not if, but when we get hurt, are we going to just sit there in the hurt?
Right.
Or are we going to attack the rehab? Are we going to go after it to come back stronger than who we were prior to the injury, to your heart or to your soul,
right,
to your mind, right? Are we going to come back stronger? And here's the thing. It's a beautiful point that you brought up on how athletes do have more state-of-the-art, facilities, and they have access to individuals that can heal
mm,
them, right?
mm,
As followers of Jesus Christ,
mm-hmm.
do we not have that same access?
Yes,
Do
sir.
we not have that same individual? Do you know him?
That's right.
Hallelujah. Do
Right.
you know him? The one that can help you with your rehab, the
Mm-hmm.
one who
Mm-hmm.
can bring you back,
Mm,
that can heal you from your hurt, that can
mm,
heal you from your injury. And
mm-hmm.
like you said, bro, it might not come when you think it's gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
It might not. It's been athletes talking about, man, I was rehabbing and they had setbacks and
Man.
they find out like, and I'm sure you've been through it too as an
Mm-hmm.
athlete. You probably rehabbing, trying to come back from something, and you might have a setback.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all of a sudden, what do I do now? Like, I don't even know if I'm meant to play this game. Maybe I want to give up because this
Right.
is too hard.
Right.
But then you find something inside of you that's like, you know what? I can't go out like this though.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you push forward and you go through and you pull out of it and you become even better
Right.
than what you were before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a follower of Christ, can we not do that same thing?
That's right.
Can we not do that same thing, bro? Come out even better, even stronger, even wiser, even smarter, even more faithful than we were before,
Mm-hmm.
prior to the injury. They're like, yo, this is something different about this person, right? And
Right.
so, man, it's there for us, bro. It
Mm-hmm.
is there for us. We have the access to what we need in order to bounce back
Right.
from said injury.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to open up that word, get on our knees,
That's right.
right, and ask the Father to intervene.
Mm-hmm.
Pray and continue. The Bible says to pray without ceasing, man. You
Without
keep
ceasing.
coming back and coming back. There was
Mm-hmm.
the parable where Jesus was talking about the woman that kept coming back
Mm-hmm.
and was like, was like, I to the judge. You know what I'm saying? There was,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, I won't stop coming until you give me my justice, to give me my
Mm-hmm.
justice.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus was like, that woman was going to an unrighteous judge.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you, and he had to give her justice. Do you not think that your righteous Father in heaven will not grant you that thing
Mm-hmm.
if you are coming to him praying and earnestly coming? And it's like,
Right.
of course, because
Right.
God knows how to give good gifts, man.
That's right.
So long
Yeah.
story short, bro. Man, we gotta push through, brother. We gotta
Mm-hmm.
push through, and it's easier said than done.
That's right.
But it gotta be done.
That's
Because
right.
what's the alternative?
There's no alternative. There is not one. There is not
Right.
one alternative. First Peter 5, man, says this, starting in verse 6. It says, therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Right? You may be
Come on.
down, you might be
Come on.
hurt,
Come
right?
on.
You might not be able to see the comeback, but he said in due time, right?
Yeah.
In due time, he will
In due
lift you
time.
up. But then verse 7 says, casting all your care upon him. For why? Because he cares for you.
Yes.
Right? So not only is he going to lift you up in due time, but he also cares for you. He says, give me all your care, all your concerns, because I got this.
I got
this. I'm going to exalt you when it's time.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I'm going to exalt you when it's time. And,
Yes.
and you were saying that, they got something in them. We got that same power in us, the Holy Spirit. We got the same power.
Man.
Just like
on,
those
man.
athletes when they say, it's the drive I had in me, it's the dog. We got a dog in us too.
We got a dog in us, bro.
The Holy Spirit.
We
the
got a
same
dog.
thing. He's powerful. He's there for us to lead us and guide us, correct us, and to make sure we have understanding, right? And so we've got that same thing within us. Like you said, how much more? If God provides for the birds and he, dresses the lilies of the field, right? How much more does he love the Son of Man, man, right? Man who he created in his own image. How much more will he do for us, right?
How much more?
Come on, man. We talking about playing hurt, but we don't have to stay hurt.
Yes.
We don't have to stay hurt. We can come out of that hurt. And like I said, it's easier said than done because of how things go in life. Sometimes you seem like you keep getting hurt. Like you said, you keep having setbacks, right? You keep having. I had an ACL. I got over that, right? And I came back and I was running, get ready to go to a pro day, pulled a
Yeah.
hamstring. It just kept happening. You know what I'm saying? So, setback after setback. But
Mm.
through it all, God is still good. And he still brings you out of that hurt. And sometimes
Yes,
you
he
gotta go
does.
through and play hurt. Just so he can have you prepared for the next thing in your life. So we can't give up, man. We
Can't
can't.
give up.
We can't. We gotta have that dog in us, man. Why don't we have that dog in us for Jesus, though? You
Ooh.
know what I'm
Ooh.
saying? Yeah, we can have.
Ooh.
Yeah, you mentioned it before, man. We can go and we can cheer on our favorite team. We can do this and do that, but we don't have that dog in us for Jesus like that, man.
We ain't got that dog, bro.
Like I'm gonna get to Christ. I'm gonna work. I'm walking with Christ no matter what. You know what I'm
No
saying?
matter what, man. Come on, man. Why don't we have that dog, bro?
I don't know.
Man, it's because we don't, how can I put this? I can only put it the best way I know how. We're not spiritually competitive enough, bro. We're not spiritually competitive enough, man. Like we would just allow for our emotions to overcome us. We will allow for life to just take over. We will allow for the enemy to take up residence in our mind and in our hearts, and just and not care to change the situation because it feels more comfortable and hurt sometimes. And it's crazy that we're actually playing hurt, and sometimes it feels more comfortable to actually play hurt because then you have an excuse as opposed to saying, you know what, even though I got this ankle, you know what I'm saying, like I might have this going on, but nah, I got to get out here and compete.
Right.
Because like you said, the athlete said, I want to win. Right. I want to win. For us, like we love to say, we're playing from victory, not for victory. But the crazy thing is, I think people get complacent in knowing that they're playing from victory and not for victory, that they just like, I don't care. The dog is not there because they see that the score is already won. And that's true. However, like I like to say in church sometimes, God, we know he's worthy to be praised, right? But he's also worthy to be pleased. Meaning that our obedience, right, is pleasing to God.
Right.
Us obeying his precepts, his commandments, God's worthy of that in all facets.
That's right.
Right. And we can't just rest on our laurels, so to speak, in terms of just like, oh man, well, like we said before, God knows my heart. God knows my situation. He knows that, I got this thing going on. He knows I ain't got no money. He knows that this tragic thing in my life just happened. He knows all of this. So I could sit in it. And that's not being disingenuous to people's, situations, because you got to handle it how you got to handle it. But the thing is once you approach that rehab, is how much do you want to be well? Because ain't that what Jesus asked?
Right. You want to be made well? That's right.
Do you want to be well? Right? Do you want to be well? And the obvious answer is yes, but it's a reason why Jesus asked that question. Do you want to be made well, or do you want to just sit in this? Do you want to stay this way? And you good just because, well, I'm justified because this particular situation hurt so bad that nobody would expect me to be okay with this. But in order to have the peace that surpasses all understanding, in order to have that joy, down in your heart that won't fade away, it's gonna take some work.
Right. Exactly.
It's gonna take some work, man.
Exactly.
And but you can't do it on your own. It takes God. It takes Jesus Christ. And that's when he gonna ask you, do you want to get well? Right. You got that dog in you.
Right.
You got it.
Right.
Because he can heal you now.
Right.
But he can make you feel better.
Sometimes though. And it goes back to what you just mentioned in that scripture when he was asking the lame man who had been lame for 38 years. We make excuses of why we want to stay there.
Come on,
make
man.
Excuses. What he say? He asked him if you want to be made well. He's like, sir, I don't have nobody to help me
I
get
ain't
to
got
the
nobody to
pool.
help me get to the pool.
Every time the water stirred up, everybody walked
Some
past.
they go past me. Somebody beat me into the water.
Yeah. So we making
Mm.
excuse like, man, we been in those situations. We've been playing her so long, like we think we supposed to be there. We think we
Woo!
belong there. And we
Come on.
miss who we talking to. We miss it. We
We
miss it when the
miss it,
Lord is
bro.
trying to talk to us. We don't hear him because we got all this hurt that we've been playing all
Come
this
on,
time.
man.
He comes and say, do
Yes.
you want to be here? He like, you stop making excuses. But you
Yeah.
know, we playing like we defeated. We not playing from victory. We playing like we
Yes.
defeated. Like we never took the
Yes.
L. You know, it's like when you play sports and you know the team is better.
Yeah.
Bar none, you know the
Mm-hmm.
other team is more talented than you are. You
Right.
like, man, we finna get smoked
We
today.
finna get
We
killed
about to get
today.
killed. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You already defeated. You already defeated.
Defeated. Soon you see them get off the bus.
Right. It's
Man, they
like,
big.
yeah. I mean, we finna lose again. You already playing like you defeated. Making those
Ooh.
excuses of why
Mm,
you playing hurt. That's what happens
mm,
though, man. Like, I ain't got
mm.
nobody to help me. I ain't, make excuses. We make excuses. Right?
Bro.
Even at the woman at the well, she was like, you're not even supposed to be talking to me.
Mm,
Like she had the master talking to her. So how you go, right? How you know these things? Yeah, let me go
yeah.
get my hubby. So it's like we always start making excuses for our situation that we're in when we plan hurt.
Mm. Let me ask you this, man. And this because when you're talking about everything you're talking about, how you mentioned how you defeated.
Mhm,
You know, when you see another team that you know is better than you, more talented than you, and you already defeated right off the rip. Like you just like,
mhm,
we're gonna lose today. We're gonna get smacked.
mhm, mhm.
Have do we sometimes fake injuries in order
Mm,
to
mm.
not
Wow.
have to fight?
Wow.
Do we
Wow.
fake injuries sometimes?
Mm,
That just came to my mind. Like,
mm,
do we act more hurt
mm,
than what we actually are
mm,
in order not to deal with
mm.
certain situations that come up in our life?
Probably so. Probably so. I would say probably so. Because
Mm.
then you want the sympathy, right? You
Yeah.
like I can't I didn't went through that. I just came out of this and I'm back in now this I just and I can't and this happened. It's
Mm.
like you start rattling off those things, right? That you're going through.
Mm.
instead, instead of saying, I'm gonna turn it over to the Lord.
Ooh.
Because in Matthew 11, he says what? Verse 28, come to me, all you who labor and are heavy
Come
laden,
on, man.
and
Come
I will
on,
give you
man.
rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden
And
is
my
light. That's what he
burden is
says.
light.
That's what he
Come on,
says.
bro.
He says it. And First Peter says, cast all your cares upon me, because I care for you.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh.
So it's not like we don't have a savior who can't empathize. I mean, even in Hebrews, it said we got a high priest.
Yes.
They can empathize everything. He was tempted like we were, but yet he didn't sin.
He did
And
not
so he
sin.
understands. He understands what we go through, right? It's just that
Man.
we can't be caught up in being playing hurt so long that we forget who he is and we start making excuses. We
Oh,
start making
that's
excuses.
it.
We can't.
That's
We can't. Why we
that's
going
it.
through? Why we still where we are? Well,
Mm.
this happened to me a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we missing him. He's right there in our face asking us if we want to be healed. We
Do
want to
we
be
want to be
delivered.
healed? And
Yeah.
sometimes, bro, we'll be hurt. And you know how like athletes, some of them that they're hurt, or they're injured, they can't play, and they won't even be like, you won't even see them on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Because they're somewhere like rehabbing or whatever.
Right.
You won't even see them on the sideline. Man, sometimes, bro, we get so hurt, bro. We won't even show up to church. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We won't
Right.
even
That's
show up.
right.
We won't show up and be around the community, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
sometimes athletes and they'll miss, but they want to get on the bench in order to be able to be around the fellas. Like, man, I miss being around the guys. I feel like I'm isolated. They
Mm-hmm.
need that
Mm-hmm.
camaraderie to lift their spirits up, and they need that encouragement for
That's right.
somebody to say, hey man, bro, you got this, man, keep pushing, bro, we need you,
Right.
man, we
Mm-hmm.
need you, keep going, we need you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, bro, we'll get so hurt, man, that we won't even show up to the very place where we can
Right.
find God and find the encouragement that we need. For
Right.
somebody to say, hey,
That's right.
bro, or hey, sis, we need you. Keep pushing.
We
We
need you.
need you. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying?
We
Like
need you.
we need you. We
Yeah.
actually need you. Now there are some places that, and maybe people don't show up because there are some places that are kind of big, and maybe they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel that. But then again, that
Mm-hmm.
even within
Mm-hmm.
the bigger churches, there's still small communities where you can still get that encouragement, right? But
Right.
we've got it in our
Mm-hmm.
mind. The enemy will trick us so bad. It's like, man, don't go. Man, don't even
Man.
go. Don't even go. I don't
Yeah.
feel like going today. I
Yeah.
don't even feel like hearing a word. You know what I'm saying? Because it just might pull you out. It
That's
just
right.
might. You
Just
just
might pull
might
you
hear
up.
something, or get the encouragement that you need in order to come out of
That's
that,
right.
to heal from that injury sooner than you would have if you didn't go to treatment, if
That's
you
right.
didn't show up to the physical therapist and have them be able to stretch you out. And it's gonna hurt, bro. Like it hurt. Like you hear the athlete saying, I'm sure you've been through it when you were going through your thing. Like it don't feel great, but if you push
It
through it,
doesn't.
it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you heal, man. And that's something that we
It's gonna
need
help you
to
heal.
learn too. Like don't go away from the very
Mm-hmm.
place that you might need to be the most. Thinking like,
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just go deal with this injury myself. You can't. You
Right. You
can't. You
can't.
don't have the
You
degree.
can't.
Like you don't know what you're
No.
doing. Like the athletes won't be like, man,
Right.
I'm finna just deal with this. They got to see some doctor, whether it be the team doctor, their own doctor, or something. They're gonna have to go see somebody. They ain't gonna sit at
That's
home and
right.
just rehab themselves, right? They got to go see somebody.
Right.
Man, we as
That's right.
followers of Jesus Christ, we gotta go. We gotta go, bro. Like we gotta go to the church, bro. Get that encouragement,
Mm-hmm.
man. And if you in a church
Yep.
that you can't go to get the encouragement, then you might need to pull up on somebody else.
You might need to pull up on somebody
Yeah.
else. That's fact.
Yeah, you might
Facts.
need
No
to
doubt.
you might need to
No
change your
doubt.
doctor. You know what I'm saying? Not your doctor. I mean, we know God is a doctor, but you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
might need to
that's
change
right.
your surroundings and go to another facility that where you can get what you
Right.
need. So yeah, man, we gotta
That's
be
right. Right.
we gotta be in that, bro. Like we can't avoid going to the church house, bro.
And I wanna one other verse in that Hebrews, man, I want to hit on in verse 16 of that chapter 4. It talks about the high priest, and it says, "Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain
Mm,
mercy and find grace to
mm,
help in the
mm.
time of need." So when you hurt, man, come
Come
boldly
bold.
to the throne of grace.
Woo!
Boldly.
Bold.
That's right. That's what the blood of Jesus did for us. He gave us access back to go to the throne
Yes.
in our time
Come
of
on,
need,
bro.
right? To obtain mercy and grace in that time, right? So we can come up out of that being hurt, come up out of that mentality, playing defeated, man. We playing
Playing
defeated,
defeated.
playing like we defeated.
Ooh.
Not playing like we got the
Mm-mm.
victory. We playing like we defeated. We stay in that. We stay in that,
Man.
bro. We do. Romans 8:28, familiar passage, right? Oh, we know all
All
good
things.
things work
Yes.
together, right? So we can't get caught up
You
being
can't,
hurt.
man.
It's hard. It's hard to get out of that hurt
It
state. It
is.
is.
It
It
is.
is. It is. A lot of
It
people,
is.
right, go through a lot of things, a
A
lot of
lot of
hurts, a lot
hurts.
of people
A
been
lot of
hurt.
hurts, man.
Uh, that was uh, that was Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16. For Robin, she was asking about which verse that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, we've got to get over that, right? Like I said, it's easy. It's easy for us to sit here and
Right.
say that. It's easy for anybody
Right.
to say
Right.
that, right? That's why you got to
You
trust
gotta
in the Lord.
trust them.
I was talking to you before we started the show about the scripture that I was talking about earlier tonight, and it talks about in Philippians chapter 4 that the peace of
Mm.
God that's beyond all
Yes.
understanding. Well, see, when you hurt and you're still
Woo!
smiling, you know what I'm saying? When people been treating you wrong and you
Come
still
on, man.
smiling, they trying to figure out what's going
Yes.
on,
Yes.
right? It's that
That
peace.
peace.
It's beyond our understanding. Like when you know that somebody's going through something, you see it, and you're like, man, why they not crying, or why they smiling all the time? It's that
That
peace,
peace,
man. He
bro.
guards our heart from that worrying, from that doubting, from that
Mm,
fear,
mm,
beyond all
mm,
understanding.
mm.
Yes,
Man, come on, bro.
all
We
understanding.
gotta, and man, hey, it's you know how it is too, bro. When athletes get hurt or on a team, like basically it's next man up mentality, right? Like, hey,
Next man up.
next man up. Well, what that means is, okay, yeah, the one of our main players got hurt or somebody got hurt, but it's up to the next person on the team
Mm-hmm.
who is a professional to step up to the plate and show up to help us get a victory, right? And although this is life is an individual sport, so to speak, but it's still, maybe it's not the next man up, but it's definitely the next play mentality. We definitely got to have
Right.
the next
That's
play
right.
mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
We got to
have it.
have it. Like,
That's right.
okay, yeah, I got hurt
Because they
because
gonna keep coming. They gonna
because the
keep
defense
coming.
don't stop, bro.
It
The
don't
defense don't
stop.
stop, bro.
It don't stop. Satan is always on his job.
You ain't
Right.
he ain't getting paid, bro. Like, he doing it
No,
for free.
he
For
doing it.
free, man. Just because
He
he
already
hates
know.
you. Because he
Right.
hates you,
He
bro.
hates the
You know what I'm
relationship.
saying?
He don't like God. He want to replace God. He want to be God, but he can't. You know what I'm saying? So he's out walking around like a roaring lion, looking who he can destroy.
Mm.
So that's his game,
Yes.
right? He's gonna play the game.
He gonna
He's
show
gonna be
up.
right there.
He's showing
Yeah.
up.
So what we gonna do? We gonna let him hurt? We gonna let him keep us
Come
down
on,
hurt?
man.
I can't get up. I can't. I ain't got nobody to help me.
Do you want to be healed?
Do
That
you
goes
want to
back to
be
that
healed?
question that Jesus asked. You think it's just a simple,
Right.
like, well, why would he ask? Do you want to be healed?
Do you want to be
And we'll
healed?
say, I
That's
want to be healed, Lord. I want to be healed, but, and what you say in a
I
couple episodes ago, ain't no but. Ain't
ain't no
no but when
buts.
it comes to
There's
the
no
healing,
buts.
bro.
There's no
There is
but.
no
Come
but.
on,
It's
man.
not God can't do it. Ain't no but.
I believe God going, but
No.
no. You either believe or
No.
you don't.
It's
There's no
no
buts.
but, bro. No but. It's
Right.
either you believe it or you don't. Either he can or he won't, or he can't. We
Right.
know he can.
Yeah.
So now it's a matter
Mm-hmm.
of, do you want to be well? Do you
Do you
want to
want
be
to?
well? And the wellness might
Can't be
not be
doubting, yeah.
immediate. It might not be immediate.
Right. It might not. It might not be ever. But it might take you going home to Jesus to receive that
Yes,
healing.
it
It
might.
might. That might be the situation,
Mm,
right? That you healed,
mm,
that you leave this world.
man,
Because now you don't have any more pain, any more
you just
suffering.
said something, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, you just said
Every
something.
time. It's not gonna be the way we think it should
Yes,
be. Or we're praying for it to be, right?
yes. Wow,
Sometimes it results in loss. And that's hard to
that is
accept.
hard to accept.
But we know that they're not suffering anymore.
Mm, that's it. That is so deep, man. That is such a deep conversation right there. Because
Mhm.
you will get your healing either on this side or the next. It's not that
Mhm.
God won't heal you or that person that you love dearly. It's not that God
Mhm.
don't heal them or he won't heal them,
Mhm.
but is the healing going to be on this side or the next side? Because we know on the other
Mhm.
side, the healing is forever. There will be
Mhm.
no more, there won't be any regression, any setbacks, anything to that nature.
Mhm.
It's over with. But we know that on this side, healing will come, but there's bound to be something else that is going to
Right.
hurt, that is going to cause pain. And it's like, man, and that's a tough pill to swallow, bro. To know that even
Mhm.
though I might not have this person anymore, but God got them. And if God
Right.
got them, they won't ever feel any more pain ever again. And
That's right.
wouldn't we want the best for ourselves or for
It's
that
tough.
person? And it's a
It's
hard
tough.
thing. Please don't get this wrong. It is
Mhm.
hard, bro. It is
Mhm.
hard. But when you think
Mhm.
about it, like, what's really best for them? Is it to
Mhm.
be here with
Mhm.
me? or is it to be with
Right.
Jesus?
That's what it is.
What's really the
Right. That's what we wanted.
best case scenario?
Mhm.
Is it to be here with
Mhm.
us, or is it to be with Jesus? We know the answer to
Mhm.
that, man. We know it.
Mhm.
But because
Mhm.
of this world, and we're so used to the tangible, the things that we can touch, the things that we can see, you know what I'm saying? Like all those things. So it feels as though this is actually the best thing for them because we haven't physically experienced anything else.
Mhm.
We know of heaven, but it's not as though like heaven is a vacation spot and we like, man, I'm finna catch a flight. I'm finna go to heaven for a couple weeks and I'm gonna be back. Man, let me tell you, when I get back, hey, bro, heaven is lit, man. It's off the chain, bro. Like, I love it. I can't wait
Right.
to go. It's not like that. We only experience heaven after we graduate from this life. And so, because this is
Mhm.
all that we
Mhm.
know, it's all that we can conceive, we can only go off heaven based off faith. That's it. That's it. It's,
That's
it's,
right.
it's faith, right? And so, when that other
Mhm.
person moves on, as much as we like, man, I'm happy for it, but we're hurting because we don't have that person
Mhm.
anymore. But truth be
That's right.
told, bro, they in a much better place. They in a
That's
much
right.
better situation than being here. And we all would want the best for our loved ones and for
Mhm.
people that we
Mhm.
really deeply care about. We want the best one. We don't want them to see them hurt and pain or nothing like that. And if it
Right.
means going back to the Father, if that's his will, bro, that's a tough pill to swallow. But it goes back to that question. Do you want to be well? Do you want this person to be well?
Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's
It's
tough,
tough,
man.
bro.
That's real. That's real tough. Shoot, that was
That was
deep.
deep, man. Yeah,
That was
yeah. I know we was going in the
deep.
deep end today, but man, yeah. Guess we had to go there, man.
Yeah, we had to go there. So tonight, man, as we get to the time of the show where we try to have a little
Yeah.
fun, we're gonna draft tonight, man.
Yes. The draft. So tonight, yeah, we just got real deep. So we gonna pivot real quick and get ignorant. All right. So tonight we are going to draft the product. We're gonna talk about the product. We're not talking about. We're gonna draft. If you're familiar, hopefully you're familiar with the story of the prodigal son.
Mhm.
So we're going to draft the things that the.
Well, I mean, give them a little snippet in
Okay,
case they
okay,
don't.
you're right, you're
You
right,
know,
you're
just
right.
kind
So the
of
prodigal
quick
son,
overview.
we find this parable in Luke chapter 15 where Jesus talks about a son and a father, well, two sons and a father rather,
Mhm.
and one of the sons decided, hey, I want my inheritance, give it to me now, while the father was still living. Father,
Mhm.
gave the son his inheritance, and the son went
Mhm.
off, had his inheritance, squandered it, was end up eating with pigs, came back home to the
Mhm.
father, and he accepted him back with open arms. Um,
Mhm.
so that's a Cliff Notes version of the prodigal son story. So we are going to draft tonight because the prodigal son did squander his inheritance. We are drafting
Mhm.
what the prodigal son spent the money on to squander his inheritance.
Okay. All right. I think it is. I
It's
think
my
it's your
turn.
turn. I believe it's.
I
I
think
believe
you're
that's
right.
right.
I think you're right. Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I am going to start our ignorance festivities off. So, oh, Father, forgive me. Father, forgive me for going here. Oh man. So, I almost don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. The prodigal son spent his money on a harlot.
I, I don't know you was gonna say that. I really did. I really
He
did.
spent his money on a harlot, man.
Okay. Well, he wasted it, right? Of the pleasures
He
of the world, as
That's
the
what the
Bible
Bible
says. Yeah.
says.
So, okay.
He spent
All
his
right.
money on a harlot,
All
bro.
right. Here's my first. Okay. he spent it on those new Jordan sandals. Come on, man. Come on.
The Jordan sandals. The Jordan 7s.
Right. The Jordan 7 sandals. He bought every color.
Oh my gosh.
That's good, Ray. Ray, you got my next one. I was
Oh
going right there
yeah,
with
the
you.
spinners
Go
on the
ahead.
chariot. He put the spinners on the chariot. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh
Hey.
my God.
Okay. He went. I don't know what the equivalent of a bar is back in them days and times, but man, he went and bought the bar, bro. Whatever. He went and bought the bar out, bro. He balled out with his homies. He was like, "Hey, all the little drinks in these canteens on me. Like it's all on me. We balling, we living it up, man." So he spent it all on the liquor of the day. Buying the bar out.
Okay. All right. So here go my next one. I'm gonna skip it because I had the dubs for the cherry.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna wipe that off. I'm gonna let Ray have them. So he bought an extra camel.
Yeah.
So it was probably good to have one camel.
He got
an extra camel. So
he had two. He had two camels.
He couldn't even ride
Man.
So
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a real good one. That's a good one. Okay. So for my third pick, you know them priestly garments that the priest had on.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Yo, let me get one of them." He went and got the priestly garments, man. He went and got the priestly robes.
I'm about to scratch a note on my list.
He got the priestly robe, man. He went crazy with them priestly robes.
Gold-plated bowls for his girls to carry.
That's a good one, too. That's a good one.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna go with one. So, he had to let people know he had money. So he had the extra camel, he had the doves on the chariot, but he also had to get the grill.
Had the grill.
So he got the
Oh,
I beat you to that one, right?
He had the grill. He was shining on
in his mouth.
He was shining on.
What is that?
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. Okay. For my fourth pick, since he took to go with his grill, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went and got a chain. He got a whole chain. But look, he put the sacrifice, instead of buying the dove for the sacrifice, he put the dove on the chain. He had the sacrifice on the chain, bro. He put the chain on of the sacrifice, of the dove sacrifice, man. He went and got one of them.
Man, that's crazy. Oh man, let's see. So we know that he he came back. His father got the best. Was it sheep?
The
or
calf,
I can't remember what it was.
The fatted calf,
yeah. And so, let me see. he went out. He bought him one of those new pellet smokers so he can smoke his own.
Yo,
so he can smoke
his own meat. Oh snap! Yo, hey, he was going crazy.
Right.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Jesus, there you
man.
Go.
Hey, this for my final pick. Remember that expensive perfume, or the expensive perfume that that Mary poured on Jesus' feet? Man, he had it before Mary, bro. He had that. He went and got that. He got that perfume, bro. He
Yeah.
had about 6
Boy
bottles,
came out,
man, to give out to all his females, man. When he was out in the
man.
field, he
That's
was out in
crazy.
the field.
That's crazy.
He had the bottles. He had the bottles of perfume, man, to give to all his lady friends, man. When he was out there balling, he ain't even buy much. He's like, I ain't gonna buy you a drink, but I got this perfume over here for you.
Right, right. Okay. All right. Here's my last pick. So he already bought the rims for the chariot. He got to get the boom boom going. So
System,
he got to put the bass in the chariot.
system in the chariot. He banging, he banging, he banging them songs from David.
That's
He
right.
in there banging them songs, man.
The Lord is
The
my shepherd. Chirrit, chirrit,
Lord, he was turning up to them songs.
chirrit.
The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. He making me lying down in green
Oh,
pastures. Oh
he
man.
leave me. Leave me.
Oh, wow.
He bumping
So
out. He
he
bumping all the
bumping
songs.
all the songs, man. Hey, that's crazy. He had it in the chariot. He was pulling up in town. It was like, ooh, what's that? Man, that's that new David, man. You ain't got
That
that. You
new
ain't got,
David,
man. That's
man.
that new David. That's that new David. Yeah, it's a new day. Ain't nobody got this one yet.
Ain't nobody got that yet, man. He
He
just
just
wrote
wrote,
it.
man. Listen, these the lost songs.
Right. Thank y'all for joining us for another Tuesday evening with the casuals. Rob, Vic, Eddie out there, man. Thank you for the comments and questions. Support of the show, man. Y'all heard that new song 3.
We ain't got it. Yeah, I got it.
Playing
Man,
hurt,
bro.
Playing hurt.
Come
Playing
on,
hurt.
man.
We got the same. We got better
Yes, we got
resources
better.
that can heal us, man. Do you want to be healed?
Do
That's
you
the
want to
question.
be here?
Do you want to be healed? Thank y'all, man, again for joining us tonight. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, man, you missing out. Let's not go on the Casuals, man, YouTube channel. Sign up,
Yes.
subscribe, hit the like button, turn on notifications so that when we go live, you'll be able to join us live.
Absolutely.
Man. But if just in case you missed the live episode, you can go back and watch
Sure
it on
can.
YouTube. Or
Yeah.
Rob, we have another option.
We do.
Podcast. We do. So if you rather listen to a podcast, we're on Spotify. We're on Amazon Prime. We're on iHeartRadio. So any one of those platforms.
Tell somebody too. Tell them,
download.
hey, you need to
Tell
check out
somebody,
this
man.
casual show. Hey, actually, you gonna laugh, you might cry, but you gonna learn you something.
You might cry, but you gonna learn a little something at the same time. Might learn a little scripture.
You might.
But again, thank y'all for joining us, man. Check us out next week. We'll be back, man, talking about another Casual Tuesday evening. Rob, Vic, Eddie on there. We out of here, man. Holla at y'all. Peace.
This ain't what you want, but this is what you need.